Welcome to the special magistrate hearing for March 8th, 2022. If you wish to speak, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm to speak the truth at today's hearing? Thank you. Please silence all electronic devices.
Good morning. Our first case is on page 11. Senior Inspector Dorian Cologne, case number CE 211-20229, case address 400 East Sunrise Boulevard. Owner, Carlton North Broadway LP, in care of Carlton Realty Group, Inc. Property was posted on February 23rd, 2022, and posted at City Hall on February 24th, 2022.
Good morning. I'm the attorney for the property owner. I believe the inspector was supposed to be here.
All right, hang on, ma'am. The inspector's here. She's going to speak first.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Senior Inspector Cologne for the City of Fort Lauderdale. The case number is CE 21120229, and the address is 400 East Sunrise Boulevard. This property was first inspected by Inspector Quintero Jr. and myself on December 16th, 2021, and the following violations were observed. 9305B, there are areas of missing landscaping, including but not limited to bare areas of dead or missing grass, as well as landscaping, rocks. 18.1, the painted sidewalk, concrete seating area is in disrepair. The paint is worn and or chipping. It is a public nuisance to maintain or permit to be maintained in such a manner that the property is or may adversely affect and impair the economic welfare of adjacent properties. 47-20.20H, the parking facilities are in disrepair. There are areas of holes, cracks, and the surface is uneven. There are missing and or broken wheel stops. 47-34.1.8.1 is complied. 47-22.6F is complied. 47-19.9 is complied. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on March 6, 2022, which shows that the violations remain as depicted in the photos and presented for the record. The city is requesting 10 days to comply or a fine of $50 per violation per day thereafter. Also, just for the record, when I did go by there yesterday, it was almost completed. It's just they needed a few more days. So 10 days or $50 per violation per day thereafter.
Right, okay. All right, ma'am, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name, please.
Good morning. My name is Joyce Delgado, attorney for the property owner.
All right.
We are in agreement with what the inspector stated. I received an email from the client late last night advising that the inspections or that the repairs have been made and are completed. So we would also like an additional 10 days for the inspector to come by and confirm.
All right, very good. So I find that the three remaining violations, correct?
Correct.
47-19.9 is still not in compliance.
That was complied, yeah.
It is complied.
Yes, so the ones that are not is the
Very last
9305B, the 18.1, and the 47-20.20H.
Okay. All right, I find the violations do exist. 10 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter on each violation. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 23. Senior Inspector Wilson Quintero, case number CE 21090803, case address 500 Southwest 18th Avenue, Onagorin, Slavic. This case was first heard on 12/9/21 to comply by 127/22. 7 sections complied at $100 per day, $25,300 accrued, and the city is requesting $1,000.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Senior Inspector Quintero, Senior, 269, on behalf of the city. Case number CE 21090803 for the address located at 500 Southwest 18th Avenue. This case first came to a special magistrate on 12/9/2021, where evidence was presented, and the special magistrate fleeing foul for the city. The violations were cited on 10/2/2021. There were conversations with the property owner and manager During this conversation, the status of the violation and corrective action was discussed. The case is not in compliance, and the city is requesting the imposition of $1,000.
All right, sir, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name.
Good morning. My name is Andras Floyd.
Did you understand what this gentleman said?
Yes. We had a previous special magistrate hearing back in December, so that was before Christmas. We had to start the eviction for the tenant, which took like more than 60 days, and back then I asked for 60 days to bring it to compliance, which we did actually. So that's why actually the fines occurred, because we didn't get the 60 days that as I was asking for. So if we can reduce it to $500, the fine, I would appreciate that.
Okay, I'm going to follow the city's recommendation. You incurred a substantial fine. I'm going to impose a fine of $1,000. Thank you, sir. You'll get a written order in the mail.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 34. Inspector Bernstein Sandberg. Case number CE 210400435. Case address 1031 Northwest 48th Street. Owners Cardona Rodriguez and Angelica Diana Angelica Cardona, sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry. This case was first heard on 1/11/22 to comply by 2/22/22. Two sections not complied at $50 per day, $1,300 accrued, and this is a request for an extension.
Good morning, Your Honor. Officer Bernstein, City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancements. Case number CE 21040435. Property address 1031 Northwest 48th Street. This property was first heard on January 11th, 2022. 9-305B, landscape not being maintained in a neat, well-kept appearance. 9-304B, the paved driveway is not being maintained. There are areas of the paved driveway that is cracked and not well graded. Due to noncompliance on February 24th, 2022, the fine started to accrue. Property owner have obtained permit number BLD RPAV-211-20053. I have spoken to the property owner on multiple occasions. She did apply for a permit, which took longer than expected. The city has no objection to an extension, so we can get into compliance.
Okay, how long?
28 days.
Okay. All right, ma'am, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name, please.
Good morning. My name is Diana Rodriguez.
All right. Is 28 days enough for you?
Yeah, we already got the permit. The project is already in process. Asphalt is removed, so we're just waiting, to finalize. So hopefully 28 will be enough.
Okay, I'm going to grant a 28-day extension and stay the fines as of this date.
Thank you so much.
That means they'll not continue to accrue.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 21. Inspector Bernstein Sandberg. Case number CE 211-10336. Case address 1101 Northwest 55th Street. Owner John T. Butler. This case was first heard on 1/11/22 to comply by 2/15/22. One section complied at $50 per day, $700 accrued, and the city is requesting full amount.
Good morning, Your Honor. Property and address as read. Property is in compliance. City is requesting full imposition of fines.
The city's, I'm sorry, say again.
City is requesting full imposition of fines.
All right. Okay, sir, if you'll state your name for the record, please.
John T. Butler.
All right. You understand what this gentleman said?
Yes, sir, we're in compliance. I've got pictures here. We had the work done on March 1st. There was a 3-week delay with the frost, with the sod. So everything was done, but like I said, we needed 2 or 3 weeks extra just to get it done because of the sod.
Okay. All right. Okay. This is a fence issue, landscaping.
I've got pictures here, sir.
Not being maintained.
See 'em.
Okay, landscaping. All right. All right. What are administrative costs on this?
Say that again, Judge. I would have to get back to you on that, Judge.
Okay, let's put the case on recall, all right? We'll call you back in just a minute.
Okay.
Our next case is on page 16. Senior Inspector Wilson Quintero, case number CE 22010609, case address 2230 Northwest 22nd Street, owner Agape Worship Center, property posted 2922, posted at City Hall 22422.
Senior Inspector Quintero, Senior, number 269, on behalf of the city. I'm presenting case number CE 22010609 for the property address located at 2230 Northwest 22nd Street. I first inspect this occupied residential property on 1/24/2022, following an action item complaint and the following code violation found and cited. 18-12A, there is overgrowth, trash, and debris on the southwest entrance on Northwest 24th Avenue, including the street and swale areas. The posted mailing of legal documents has been done by the Department of Protocol. BCPA record reveal is no changes in the ownership since 9/18/2013, and the property is not homestead. A pre-hearing inspection on Thursday, 3/3/2022 reveals that the violation repay has depicted in the pictures. The city recommended 14 days to come into compliance or $100 a day to begin to accrue for this violation thereafter.
All right, sir, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name, please.
Darnell Mack, I'm the pastor of that property.
All right, very good. Anything you'd like to add?
Yes, sir. I called Mr. Quintero out there to walk through everything before we got here, and he never came. He came yesterday, but he never came. The building department, William Kramer and Andre Carr, we got with them about the violation, and but he never came. He came yesterday. I had my man out there with the machine. The pandemic had us held up.
Your Honor, if I may, good morning. Portia Williams, Assistant Director for Development Services Department. Your Honor, this property has permits supplied. However, there has been no active construction on this site for years. We actually brought it to a hearing some years back, and the property owner provided permits. Since that time, the site is maintained in the exact same condition that it was years ago. And so what we're asking the property owner to do is to maintain the site and to clean the site up, Your Honor.
But he didn't come out and tell us. He just cited her. He said, clean the right of way out. That's what he said. That's what I met him before. But he all he had to do was come out and tell us to show us what he want done. I didn't give him permission to take the picture. He took them pictures on his own. Why did they do that? Why did they do that?
I don't know, sir. I'm looking at the photographs, and based on the photographs and the testimony, I find the violation does exist. 14 days to comply or $100 per day thereafter.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I want to submit the paperwork for records.
Okay.
And for the record, Your Honor, I spoke with his son, Chris.
Yeah.
I spoke with Chris twice.
Yeah.
His son. I never spoke with him. He never called me. His son called me, and I returned his call.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
Our next case is on page 25. Captain Robert Kursalich. Case number FC 2111002. Case address 5320 Northwest 9th Avenue. Owner Diesel Power Line Out Parcel LLC. This case was first heard on 12/9/21 to comply by 127/22. 4 sections complied at $100 per day, $5,700 accrued, and the city is requesting full amount.
Good morning, Your Honor. Captain Robert Kursalich, Fort Lauderdale Fire Marshal's Office for case FC 21110002, property address 5320 Northwest 9th Avenue. Violations are as read. And at this time, we're requesting full imposition of the fines. The property is in compliance, though.
Good morning, Your Honor. Good to
Good
see you
morning.
again.
State your name for the record.
Sure, good to see you again, sir. Michael Pizzi. I'm the attorney for the Desert family and Desert and this particular property. I'll be very brief.
All right.
Couple of things. I want to note that this is the old Siemens building, the dirt cheap property. So this is right next to Extreme Action Park, 5320, the property in question. It's an old Siemens dirt cheap property, and it's been unoccupied with the power off for probably over 5 years now. So in mitigation, I'd make the following arguments. So number one, I want to thank Captain Kursalich and the fire department. They're very good at giving guidance, and they're very cooperative, and we appreciate them working with us on this. But in mitigation, sir, I want to note the following. The property, the old dirt cheap Siemens building, it's been shut down and not in use for over 5 years now. Also, I would note that some of these violations, the exit signs, the other things, in addition to the property being shut down for over 5 years, no one's been in this building. It's been completely shut down. No one's been there for 5 years at least. But on top of that, I want to note that the exit signs, the other things, were all less than a week over the deadline. The main what's driving these numbers is of all of the violations for this building that hasn't been in use. The main one is the 38 days for the fire alarm, and I want to note that they had a fire alarm company. I can tell you as an officer of this proceeding, as a member of the bar, they had a fire alarm company that was supposed to go out there under contract to maintain it. They ultimately had to hire an additional fire alarm company because they breached their agreement, and I personally and worked with our property people. They called this fire alarm company. I have emails begging the fire alarm company and to threaten to go to the Better Business Bureau to go out there, and they just didn't get out there. Eventually, they got a new fire alarm company to go out there. But what I want to note that the property is in full compliance right now. They did the best they could. The main thing, we were in them, and I want to just conclude by saying this. They're in full compliance, number one. They are 100% compliance. Number two, I want to note that the fire alarm company they had didn't go out there despite being begged to go out there by the owner. The owner. So I would ask that you.
Violation related to a fire alarm.
Yeah, that's 38 days, I think it was, yeah. So what I would ask is this. Since they are in compliance, and because they tried their best to get the fire alarm company to go out there, and they're in compliance now, I would ask that we reduce this to administrative costs.
Well, but you're not in compliance according to the city.
Yes,
Mr.
the property is in compliance.
We are in compliance.
All violations
We
have
are in
been
compliance.
at this time. However, not all of those statements were accurate. Although he says the tenant hasn't been in there, the property was used for Beacon Storage, which is a moving company that occupied the inside of the structure for storing people's merchandise and stuff during moves.
Okay.
But to be clear, we are in compliance now, correct?
That is correct.
I would ask that we reduce to administrative costs, and I appreciate the courtesy.
And it also should be noted that these were cited on an annual inspection from 6/14 of 2021, and were also the same violations that were cited previously on 3/2 of 2020.
But they're in compliance today, and
Our position does not
I
change on
understand.
this.
I've got it straight now. Okay.
and they have a new fire alarm company, and there shouldn't be a problem in the future.
Your Honor, if I may, I would like to double down on what Captain Kursalich is saying. Your Honor, if the city could please request the full imposition of the $5,700, and we could go through a lien reduction with the property owner to address that amount.
Yeah, I would ask that, the goal is compliance. They're in compliance. We were in the middle of a pandemic. They got a new fire alarm company. They're in full compliance. I think to give them the maximum fine would be a little onerous. I've almost never seen that when somebody's in full compliance.
Okay. Okay. When we're out of compliance, 38 days. Okay. I'm going to impose fines of $2,000.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, and it's good to see you, and be safe. And Captain, thank you, and be safe, Captain. Thanks for your guidance. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. 2,000? Okay, thanks.
Our next case is on page 25 as well. Captain Robert Kursalich. Case number FC 211-00006. Case address 1441 Miami Road. Owner CFDK LLC. This case was first heard on 12/9/21 to comply by 1/27/22. One section complied at $100 per day, $2,100 accrued, and the city is requesting full amount.
Good morning, Your Honor. Captain Robert Kursalich, Fort Lauderdale Fire Marshal's Office for case FC 211-00006. Property address of 1441 Miami Road. Violations are in compliance and are as read in the agenda. I have not heard from the property owner. I do believe we have a respondent here today, so I'm assuming this is him. Maybe he can explain why they were 21 days out of compliance before the property was brought into full compliance.
All right, sir, state your name for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Charles Zavito, CKDF LLC, the current owner of the property. The notice was sent to the former owner of Orsac Investments. When they received the letter on 2/15, they informed us via email. We received it and complied with Broward Fire Equipment and Service to comply with the violation that we had no knowledge of.
All right, it was the former owner who...
The former owner is of notice of the violation, and then they informed us of this violation.
You're aware of that, or?
I am not, no. Like I said, I've had no contact with the ownership on the property.
All right.
I know we have posted the property.
When did you acquire the property?
In November of 2019.
November 2019.
19.
Well, this was first heard in December of 21 to comply by January 27th, 2022, when you were the owner.
Correct, but we never received any notices. These notices went to 10234 Southwest 84th and to the Orsac Investment MF, not to us.
If I may, Your Honor, good morning, Portia Williams. The email that was sent to you, we agree, was sent to the wrong location. However, each certified mail is going to have someone bring it to you. We have sent the certified mail to the 2725 Northeast 16th Street, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and that's for 1441 Miami Road. So we have the certified mail proof here, and I'll come down and bring it to you.
And Your Honor, that, and for the record, that is the mailing address listed for the property owner currently on BCPA. And for the record, Rhonda Montoya Hassan with the City Attorney's Office.
Okay, anything further, sir?
No, sir.
All right, I'm going to impose a fine of $2,100. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 25. Inspector Bernstein, Sandberg. Case number CE 21070202. Case address 2985 Northwest 68th Street. Owner Anthony Ezzo. This case was first heard on 1/11/22 to comply by 2/1/22. One section not complied at $50 per day. $1,700 has accrued. The city is requesting full amount and fines continue to accrue.
Good morning, Your Honor. Officer Bernstein, Sandberg, City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number CE 21070202. Property address 2985 Northwest 68th Street. This case was first heard on January 11th, 2022. Property was given 21 days to comply for the following violations. 47-34.1.8.1 complied. 9-306, exterior wall not being maintained. Firewall is stained and dirty. Pre-hearing conducted on February 23rd, 2022 revealed the exterior wall is still not in violation. The exterior wall is still not in compliance. I would like to submit the photos as evidence that shows violations as depicted, and the city is requesting full imposition of fines.
All right, sir, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name, please.
My name is Anthony Izzo.
All right. What would you like to add to what this gentleman said?
He's in fact correct. I did not make the time to clean the firewalls. I haven't been able to get up on the roof yet, and apparently I'm failed. I do want to note that my house is not visible to the public, of course, on a 100-yard private driveway. Not, you know, I will take care of it, of course, but I just feel it's a little exorbitant on the fines
Right.
because of it not being
Okay, well, I'd
visible.
suggest you take care of it promptly.
Yeah, no, of course, absolutely.
In the meantime, I'm going to impose the fines and they'll continue to accrue.
Oh,
Thank you.
man, that's horrifying.
I'm sorry?
I said that's horrifying.
All right, well.
I mean, good
but
gravy.
you're-
Like I said, it's not visible to the.
I mean, if you have, do you have some plan to get this taken care of?
Yes, of course, of course. I cleaned up right away when I was here last time.
How long is it going to take you to?
I'd like it, at least another 2 weeks would be wonderful.
Right, well, I'm going to grant a 14-day extension and stay the fines as of this date.
All right, thanks for the time.
Okay.
Our next case is on page 22, Senior Inspector Wilson Quintero, case number CE 21080017, case address 2328 Northwest 15th Court, owner Yolanda Davis Petaway. This case was first heard on 12/9/21 to comply by 2/10/22. Two sections complied at $25 per day. $775 is accrued, and the city is requesting $580.
Senior Inspector Quintero, Senior, number 269, on behalf of the city, case number CE 21080017, for the address located at 2328 Northwest 15th Court. This case first came to a special magistrate on 12/9/2021, where evidence was presented, and the special magistrate Flynn found for the city. The violations were first cited on 8/2/2021. There were conversations with the property owner, and during this conversation, the status of the violation and corrective action was discussed. The case is in compliance, and the city is requesting the imposition amount of $400. $400.
All right, okay, ma'am, speak right to the microphone and state your name, please.
Yes, good morning. My name is Yolanda Davis Petaway.
Okay, the city has requested a reduction in the fines. Do you?
Okay, I'm a property owner by, it was a life estate. I have proof my uncle was receiving the notices. I just received the notices, I think it was like in November. And that was immediately after my uncle passed away. I have a copy of his death certificate. He passed away November 2nd. So I've been in contact with Mr. Quintero since then. I'm sorry, it's just been a lot. I don't live here, but I've been traveling back and forth, trying to make everything compliant. I have proof of my hotel stays. I received a notice from the city. The reason why the landscape wasn't being kept up is because there's like a $1,600 water bill that I had to pay, which I paid it. So now the landscape is being watered. It also mentioned that there was a car that was parked there, and that's from the neighbor that was parked in the driveway. So I contacted them, and they're no longer there anymore, so they moved the vehicle. The gravel, I don't know if I misunderstood them or not, but I purchased more gravel for the driveway. The chain link fence, back in December, I had someone that was working with me to fix the fence. I paid the guy. I also went to San Lazaro to buy all of the equipment, which cost me over $600 for the material for that first instance. He put the chain link fence there, but Mr. Quintero told me that it wasn't complete. I needed a bar or something, which I didn't know anything about the bar. I thought it was in compliance, but when I spoke to him again, he said it wasn't. So I tried to contact the guy again, and the guy never came back out, saying something about there was a shortage of supplies or what have you. He never came back out, and I told Mr. Quintero that I called 5 different companies. Nobody wanted to do it. A couple of companies said that if it's not a job that's over $600, they're not gonna touch it. I was able finally to reach someone at Floyd Fence, and they came out, and they fixed it, for a couple $100. But I still had to pay for all of the material, which I have the receipts here. So the fence has been, completed. And like I said, I haven't been avoiding it. I've been traveling back and forth trying to get everything in compliance. And as he stated, that everything is now in compliance. So I'm requesting, because I don't have any more money, I'm requesting that the fees be waived.
Okay, all right. Anything else from the city?
Your Honor, she's correct. She's been in contact with me all this time, and she doesn't live here, and she's doing a good job. She did a good job on this house, so whatever you want to do is fine with us, Your Honor. Whatever you want to do is fine with us. No fines, it's okay.
Okay. Ms. Montoya, did you want to add anything?
No, thank you, sir.
Okay, all right. Okay, where do you live, ma'am?
I live in Wesley Chapel.
And where?
Wesley Chapel, that's north of Tampa.
All right, okay. Who occupies the home?
No one right now. I'm looking to
Not
see if I
occupied?
can. No, I'm looking, my niece was staying there, but I'm now looking to rent it out.
Okay.
So my niece is there off and on, but she's
All
not
right,
there
ma'am,
consistently.
I'm gonna waive the fines. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
We're going to recall the case on page 21 with Inspector Bernstein Sandberg. Case number CE 211-10336.
Okay, so not a huge fine, but what are the administrative costs?
$488.
$484.
$488.
488? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna reduce it to administrative cost of $488. Thank you, sir.
Our next case is on page 34. Inspector Bernstein Sandberg. Case number CE 211-10342. Case address 1131 Northwest 55th Street. Owner LMK Equipment LLC. This case was first heard on 1/11/22 to comply by 2/15/22. One section not complied at $50 per day. $1,000 is accrued, and this is a request for an extension.
Good morning, Your Honor. Officer Bernstein, City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number CE 211-10342. Property address 1131 Northwest 55th Street. This property was first heard on January 11th, 2022. Section 9-305B, landscape not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are missing ground cover, including the swell, due to noncompliance on February 15, 2022. The fine started to accrue. The city don't have any objection to an extension for the property owner. They are in the process of I believe, hiring a contractor or engineering.
We already have.
Yeah.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Okay, if you will state your name for the record, please.
Maria Millman, and I am here representing LMK Equipment.
All right, and what's your timetable?
We have a letter from the survey company stating that they would complete the survey by March 31st. And from there, we're able to file the permit and continue the work. So I think, I don't think another 30 days would be enough time because the survey isn't going to be done until the 31st of this month. So 60 days or 45 days would probably be a little bit more ideal.
Okay, I'm going to grant a 63-day extension.
Thank you.
And stay the fines as of this date.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Our next case is on page 32. Inspector Bernstein Sandberg. Case number CE 21060-815. Case address 1601 Northwest 7th Avenue. Owner Elso Holdings LLC in care of Stephen M. Barker, PA. This case was first heard on 9/30/21 to comply by 10/10/21 and 2/3/22. 3 sections complied at $25 per day, $300 accrued, and the city is requesting full amount.
Good morning, Your Honor. Case number CE 21060815, property address 1601 Northwest 7th Ave. This case was first heard on September 30th, 2021 by Officer Torowski. Violation 9-280H1, 9-308A, and 9-306 was all in compliance on February 4th, 2022. The city is requesting full amount. I've had a conversation with the
Property manager.
property manager regarding they had an email sent out to one of the inspectors that they were in compliance earlier than the 4th when I got there. So the city is requesting 300, but if you approve to reduce the cost or no cost, we have no objection.
I'm sorry, and, well, administrative costs are how much? More than $300.
It's pretty much gonna be about the same price.
Okay. All right, sir, if you'll speak right to the microphone and state your
Yeah, my name's Terrence Turbyfield with Home Solutions Property Management. We represent the owner. Yeah, we felt we were in compliance on the 3rd when we sent the email out. I know one of the code officers was off that Friday, and then Officer Bernstein got out there on the 8th to comply it. Our owner has spent close to $15,000 bringing this property into compliance. The reason that they felt it wasn't in compliance, the painter had left some painter's tape with plastic over the windows, but the house was painted. And it was just a matter of cleaning up some of the painter's equipment that prolonged it. But I felt we did a great job in bringing this property into compliance, and I'd look for no fines to be levied.
Okay, sir, I'm going to waive the fines. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, officer.
Our next case is on page 27. Inspector Patrice Jolly. Case number CE 22010348. Case, I'm sorry? Oh, disregard. Our next case is on page 36. Senior Inspector Wilson Quintero. Case number CE 211-00895, case address 2617 Southwest 7th Street, owner Jerry Bartlett. This case was first heard on 1/11/22 to comply by 2/15/22. 3 sections not complied at $50 per day, $3,000 accrued, and this is a request for an extension.
3 cases?
Yes, the other 2 cases are on page 35.
You want to read it? It's the same case history.
They really need to be read separately for purposes of the record, yeah.
Okay, we're on page 36.
Yes.
Senior Inspector Quintero, Senior 269 on behalf of the city, case number CE 2100895 for the address located at 2617 Southwest 7th Street. This case first came to a special magistrate on 1/11/2012, wherever it was presented, and the special magistrate found for the city. These violations were cited on 10/27/2021. There were conversations with the property owner. During this conversation, the status of the violations and corrective action was discussed, and the case is not in compliance. The property owner is over here to ask for.
All right, sir, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name, please.
Yes, Elliot Bartlett.
All right. What's your timetable for coming into compliance?
I want to say we're really close. We've had some trouble with the tenants just moving some of the broken down trucks and cars in the back and some of the debris. But to have everything completed, I would say 30 days.
Okay, I'm going to grant a 28-day extension and stay the fines as of this date. Okay, thank you.
In regards to the fines, that last phrase of so that $3,000 is that
they're frozen as of this date.
okay? Are those able to be waived once everything's?
No, we don't talk about that until you come into compliance.
Okay, thank you.
Our next case is on page 35, case number CE 211-00886, case address 2649 Southwest 7th Street, owner Jerry Bartlett. This case was first heard on 1/11/22 to comply by 2/15/22. 3 sections not complied at $50 per day. $3,000 is accrued, and this is a request for an extension.
Okay, same property. Exterior building walls. Okay, what's your,
Same property owner, Your Honor, different property. Yeah, different address.
it's a different address, got it.
The
Okay.
three houses are neighboring.
All right,
28 days, the same, Your Honor.
okay. All right, so is 28 days sufficient on this one too?
Yes,
Okay, I'm gonna grant a 28-day extension and stay the fines.
thank you.
Okay, get this taken care of, both of them.
There's another case on page 35, case number CE 211-00894. Case address 2633 Southwest 7th Street, owner Jerry Bartlett. This case was first heard on 1/11/22 to comply by 2/15/22. 1 section not complied at $50 per day, $1,000 accrued, and this is request for an extension.
All right, 28 days get you on this one?
Yes,
All right, 28 days, extension is granted, fines are stayed as of this date.
thank you.
Any more?
Thank you, Your
That's
Honor.
all.
Okay, get these 3 properties, all in compliance. Thank you, sir.
Our next case is on page 15. Senior Inspector Wilson Quintero. Case number CE 211-20345. Case address 949 Northwest 9th Avenue, owner Alexander Schwenke. This property received personal service on 2/7/22 and was posted at City Hall on 2/4/22.
Senior Inspector Quintero, Senior, number 269, on behalf of the city, I'm presenting case number CE 21120345 for the property address located at 949 Northwest 9th Avenue. I first inspect this commercial occupied property on 12/27/2021, following an action item complaint, and the following code violations were cited. 47-20.20 point capital G. There are commercial vehicles and a deadly vehicle stored on the chain link fence parking lot at all times and over the 24 hours permitted by the city ULDR. 47-19.4 point capital D point 1 is in compliance. 47-19.9 point capital A point 2 point A is in compliance. 47-20.20 point capital H, the parking lot on this commercial property is not maintained. There are areas where we will stop in these repairs as they are loose and are missing. Stripe and surface markings are missing and faded, and the cement curbs are broken. 18-12.8, there is trash, rubbish, and debris on the property and or is well. 9-305B, the landscaping of this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover, including the front planters on the swale. The posting mailing of legal documents has been done by the Department of Protocol. BCPA record reveal is not a change on the ownership since 11/2/2006, and the property is not homestead. A pre-hearing inspection on Wednesday, 3/2/2022 reveals that the violation remains as depicted in the pictures. The city is recommending 28 days to come into compliance and $50 a day to begin to accrue for each violation thereafter.
All right, sir, if you'll speak right into the microphone, state your name, please.
Alexander Schwenke.
All right, Mr. Schwenke, you understand what this gentleman said?
Do I understand that he's giving us 28 days to get everything in compliance?
That's his recommendation, yes.
Okay. I believe that we are in compliance with the ground covering. I don't know when it was inspected last, but the last week we took care of that. It looks very nice. The trees were trimmed. I believe the only thing we have left to do is repair the broken curbs where large trucks out in the street run over, and we're doing that at the time. And the other non-compliant would be removing what looks like a derelict vehicle. It's an old truck by my tenant. The man is sick, he's dying, I've asked him to get it out of there. I've given him 10 days to remove it, or I'll have to have it towed.
Okay.
I agree, it's an eyesore, and it's been there. I just don't have the heart to push him at this time to do that. But I gave him 10 days to do that. And the other thing was striping. I don't quite understand that, because the property is zoned manufacturing. We're down to 2 people now trying to revive the business due to COVID and lost business. And we have it's not a retail business, and nobody comes there and park but myself and one other man that works in the back. If you could explain to me why we have to do that, and we have patched the holes in the tarmac there. But I'd like to know why we have to do that striping. I don't quite understand that.
Okay.
Is there something in the law that I don't know about? I mean, it's not a retail business. Nobody comes there except us, 2 people. That's all we got working there.
All right. Mr. Quintero, or you want to add something?
I sure will. I'll explain it. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Portia. So for your property, there is an approved site plan. When your property was first established, your site plan has basically the layout of your building,
Oh, in 1981 when it was
your
built.
parking lot, and it has your landscaping.
Okay.
And in short, you have to have your parking lot maintained in a paved way. It has to be able to have proper drainage, and it has to be able to have striped parking spaces. You want to have a parking lot that is ADA compliant.
Okay. So then we would take it upon ourselves to go get some black, whatever they call it, sealer.
So what I would recommend is that you have a contractor address your parking spaces just to make sure that they are the proper size and that they meet ADA requirements. That's what I would recommend.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Okay, for the record, I find the remaining violations do exist, 28 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I wanted to make the paperwork for record.
Our next case is on page 27. Senior Inspector Dorian Cologne, case number CE 19100069, case address 625 Coral Way, owner Thomas A. Valerio. This case was first heard on 2/6/2020 to comply by 3/12/2020. There are several suspensions notated on the agenda. One section complied at $150 per day, $38,700 accrued. The city is requesting to vacate the order imposing fines of May 27, 2021, and reimpose city costs of $950.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Senior Inspector Cologne for the City of Fort Lauderdale, case number CE 19100069, case address 625 Coral Way. This property was first inspected by Inspector Snyder on 10/1/21 and first heard on February 6, 20, and to comply by 3/12/20. Extensions were given and noted on the agenda, and all violations are in compliance, and the city is requesting $950 to be imposed.
Okay, ma'am, if you'll state your name for the record, speak right into the microphone, please.
Yes, Your Honor. My name is Bethany, and I'm here on behalf of Abrams Law Firm.
All right. And do you understand what she said, or do you have any objections?
No, my understanding is there's a basking of approval, vacation of lien, and the release of appeal regarding 625 Coral Way, and what we agreed is being efficated today.
All right. Okay, I'm going to grant the request to vacate the 5/27/2021 order and impose fines of $950.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 20. Inspector Paulette Del Grasso, case number CE 2012091, case address 1345 Northeast 15th Avenue, owner John and Arlene Essen. This case was first heard on 9/14/21 to comply by 12/14/21. There are 2 suspensions notated on the agenda, 2 sections not complied at $50 per day, $2,500 is accrued. The city is requesting full amount fines continue to accrue, and this is in order to reappear.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Del Grasso for the City of Fort Lauderdale. The case and address are as read. Your Honor, the building permit has now been closed, and the landscaping department has approved the restoration of the yard. Therefore, the city is requesting administrative costs only of $654.
All right. Okay, ma'am, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name, you can adjust it.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Arlene Essen.
Okay, I recall this case. I recall the property, and both are now in compliance?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, in compliance. Okay, ma'am, I'm going to impose administrative cost $354.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, correct, $654.
354.
No.
654. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your property looks good. It looks good.
Okay, thank you.
Our next case is on page 19. Inspector Todd Belback, case number CE 21090666, case address 1301 Southwest 31st Avenue. Owner Naomi Rafael. This case was first heard on 1/11/22 to comply by 1/25/22. One section not complied at $50 per day. $2,050 accrued. The city is requesting full amount and fines continue to accrue.
Good morning. Inspector Belback, Unit 308, on behalf of the city, case number CE 21090666. The case address is 1301 Southwest 31st Avenue. The case was first came before a special magistrate on 1/11/2022, where evidence was presented and the magistrate pretty found for the city. Violations were first cited on September 26th of 2021. I did have conversations with the property owner back in October of 2021. There still is trash debris that is in the driveway, is now in a metal dumpster. There's trash debris in the swell area and overgrown grass in the swell area as well. Case is still not in compliance, and position of the city that fines be imposed as read.
All right, ma'am, if you'll speak right into the microphone and state your name, please.
Naomi Rafael.
All right, tell me what's happening here.
It's just a project for me. It's my first property. I purchased it back in February of last year. So all this is really new for me. It's like, just getting...
Get a little closer to the microphone, please, ma'am.
So as I was saying, I purchased this property back in February of last year.
Okay.
So all this is really new for me. To know that I would have to, do all this or even be here is new. But I am working on, it is a project. I am working on getting the landscaping to an impeccable dream for me. So yeah, I have been in contact with Todd, and he has been giving me some pointers as to, some information that I just didn't know. And I do have that waste bin being picked up and removed off the property today, because I do have a landscaping company coming to remove the excess of all that.
I don't understand why it's taking so long to just remove the debris.
Well, I went through different landscaping companies, and some I felt the price was just too much. So I decided to do it with my friends and family to just kind of come and rip out things and try to get it to, something, not as bad as it appears now. It was a lot worse. And I do have my neighbors that, will come by and tell me like, oh my God, so many accidents happened because of all the brush that was there. So I'm just trying to remove it as fast as I can. Like I said, I do have a landscaping company coming today to remove all the tree stumps and things of that nature. And then we are to lay grass. We have like a whole plan for it. Just a little time
We're
consuming.
already 41 days out of compliance.
Yeah.
I mean, if I gave you 28 more days, could you get this in compliance?
Yes, I do believe that because it is being worked on
And an
now.
extension of 28 days and stay the fines as of the state, but I want it in compliance within 28 days. Full compliance, inspected and cleared.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Our next case is an administrative hearing on page 18. Case number CE 22010255. Case address 326 Southwest 15th Street. Owner Marshmallow Properties Holdings Corp. This case was cited on 11322 to comply by 12822. One section not complied at $200 per day, $7,600 accrued, and this is an appeal for a citation.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Inspector Patrice Jolly for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 2201-0255 for the property located at 326 Southwest 15th Street. This property was issued a citation on January 13, 2022 for the following violation. 15-272, this property is being utilized as a vacation rental without the required certificate of compliance from the city. 15 days were given to comply, either by registering the property and receiving a vacation rental certificate of compliance, or removing all active listings and ceasing all vacation rental activity. A mixture of on-site and property searches were conducted at the following dates: January 21st, 2022, January 28th, 2022, January 31st, 2022, February 7th, 2022, February 9th, 2022, February 14th, 2022, February 24th, 2022, March 3rd, 2022, and March 7th, 2022. All inspections showed signs of vacation rental activity. As of a pre-hearing inspection conducted on March 7th, 2022, the violations remain as depicted in the photos being displayed. The city is requesting that fines continue to accrue until compliance is met.
Okay. It was a citation was issued. The appeal deadline was January 28th. Was an appeal filed?
Yes, sir.
It was filed.
Yes, an appeal was filed.
All right. But it's still not in compliance.
Still not in compliance as of yesterday.
All right. Okay, sir, if you'll state your name for the record, please.
My name is Marshall Horner.
Tell me what's going on here.
I'm trying to find that out. So I received a notice. Basically, we're being accused of running a vacation rental, but there's 2 units in the building. So which unit is being accused of the vacation rental? Because I'm not the only property there.
It's
All right.
326 is the address. It's a townhome, 2 townhomes, and they're 2 separate addresses. One's 326, and that's the one that's being, the violation is on.
Okay. Did you want to add something? No, that's how you adjust your microphone.
Can you see on this screen, sir, the evidence? Entire residential home hosted by Marshmallow?
I don't think he can see it because I can't see it over there, so I'm not sure.
Put the evidence up on the screen, please.
Because I manage both the properties there, so
Right.
I'm trying to,
And I also have a printed BCPA, and there's 1 address.
Okay.
Well, there's 2 separate addresses in the building. There's 324 and 326.
This is for 326.
Southwest
Correct, yeah.
15th Street is what we have on our agenda.
Right.
That's the evidence that we have up on the screen.
Correct. So I manage both the properties. So
why are you
This is for
confused?
326.
Well, because you're saying 326, but you're saying 326, show me where it's 326 and not 324. Because if I told you 324, I mean, I'm trying to understand, there's 2 units in the building. So you're showing me a listing, so where does it show which unit it is?
1 second, Your Honor.
Well, who owns 324?
I manage it, it's a partner of mine.
Part of it is yours?
It's a partner, so it's, yeah. So I do a management for
But
them.
Marshmallow Properties Holdings owns 326.
Correct.
All right. Okay, I'm not sure what the problem is then. All right, I'm going to grant the city's request to impose the fines and they continue to accrue. Thank you.
So I'm trying to understand, again, you're telling me that it's 326, but there's 2 units in the building. Show me where It shows that it's the other unit.
We'll pull it up
Or-
right now.
Okay.
All right.
Your Honor, because there's no internet service, they're just getting the computer up to show. So is it your testimony here today that 326 is not being rented as a vacation rental?
That is correct.
And only 324 is?
I don't know. I'm just saying you're.
Well,
you're-
if you manage the property, how would you not know?
Well, because we have tenants in there, so I'm trying to find out which one is not in compliance. Correct. Both units are identical, so I'm trying to understand.
Okay, so.
Where does it show the address on here?
This is how we find it. It says here, this is your account.
That's me. Okay, but again, you're citing the wrong property.
So is 324 doing?
324.
This one is doing vacation rentals?
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying I'm here for that. It's the wrong property.
What about the vehicles that are parked in front of 326, not 324?
Well, my family and I use it. It's a property that we've used since we bought it in 2017. So we come here on the weekends, we observe the Sabbath. Our synagogue's a mile and a half away.
Okay, so what are we looking at here? But is that 326?
Yes, this is the address that's on here, 326. Look at it. It's the 326, it doesn't say 324. Okay. This is a listing for 326.
That's a listing for property identification. Okay. And is that on,
Yes, if you look at the pictures, it was posted on 326. If you look at where the cars are,
Yeah.
different cars and multiple times of inspection, that's our
Okay.
326.
And Katrina, can you please pull a water account for 326?
okay, yeah, let's take a brief recess.
We're going to take a brief recess while we collect the rest of the information, and we'll recall the case.
Okay.
The citation appeal, case number CE 22010255.
All right, Inspector Jolly for the city presenting case CE 22010225 for the property located at 326 Southwest 15th Street. I'd like to show the respondent and also the magistrate a few of our findings to help us make a decision and prove that 326 is the property in question. If we can look at the photos from the listing, I'm going to show first the respondent, and then I will show the magistrate. The views that's actually taken from like picture placement for where the pictures are taken, so what you see at the backyard, to kind of give you a sense of direction as to where this property, this unit is on the property. I'm going to show two pictures to you and to the respondent.
They were, Inspector, they're up on the screen.
Oh, okay, they're on the screen, I'm sorry.
Now they're on the screen, yeah.
So as you can see, Your Honor, if you look at the pictures, the fence, there are also some other pictures that show the proximity of where the fence is. So if it's a duplex and both units are conjoined with one sharing wall. 326, if you're facing the property, is on the right-hand side, and 324 is on the left. If you look at the bottom right picture in the corner, if you're looking out the window and you look down, that is shows the fence line that it's in between 326 and the neighboring property, not 324, because if it was 324, it'd have a terrace with a pool as well, because this is a conjoining property. So from the view from here, you can see that this clearly is a picture of 326's property, and portion of it is the neighbor's yard. I'd also like to read in that they do have pool permits for the property. So a pool was installed on the premises back in, see correct dates here. Pool permit was pulled. Permit number is PM 06051869, and this permit is from it's completed on October 9th, 2019. So they were permitted for a pool, and this shows the pool in the backyard, but as you can see, there's no way you could take a picture from 324 and get that particular view. It would be the polar opposite, flipped on the side, so it'd be the other direction.
Both properties have pools. They're identical.
That is correct, but you cannot take a picture from 324's balcony and get that view. And this is directly from the listing, which shows your face on it.
You could absolutely get the exact same view because both properties are identical with the same balcony, the same pool, and everything.
Okay, so how would you see things that are on the right in a picture of something from the left? If you take pictures, if you're facing,
it's easily reverse camera angle.
So it's your testimony that 324, that is your homestead, is a vacation rental and not 326?
I'm saying that 324, there's nothing on here that says 326 is a vacation rental. You're showing me pictures of the exact same property that's next door. So show me where it says on this listing that it's 326 and not 324.
Your Honor, as you know, listings typically don't have addresses to try to avoid a number of things, privacy, avoid local government enforcement, a number of issues. And sir, is it your testimony that you manage the other property, 324 Southwest 15th Street?
I manage both the properties.
Okay, and who owns 324?
Guillermo, Toban.
Okay. And it's your testimony that property is the one that does vacation rentals?
I mean, again, show me where it's.
I'm asking you a question, sir.
I don't know how we do it. We do both. I mean, it could be one, it could be the other. I don't know. You're telling me, you're showing me a listing. You're accusing us of running a vacation rental. Show me where it says that it's 324 or 326 on the vacation rental.
Sir, that wasn't my question.
Showing me pictures.
You can argue with me all day. My question to
I'm not
you.
arguing. I'm here because you guys sent me a notice and you're saying that we're guilty. I mean, basically, in this notice, it says the purpose of the appeal is to contest the compliance.
I know what it says, sir, and you still have not answered my question. My question to you, sir, is as the manager of 324, because your earlier testimony said that 324 Southwest 15th Street is managed by you, correct?
Yes.
And is 324 Southwest 15th Street run as a vacation rental?
I don't know.
How do you not know if you're,
you're
sir,
showing me this.
how do you not know if you're
We have
managing the
tenants-
property?
We have tenants in the property. So
Long-term tenants?
if a tenant lists a property or whatever it is, my name's on there. Yes, that's me. That's my picture.
Okay, so you manage
I'm-
sir, you manage 324 for long-term tenants?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Just want to make that clear because it's listed as a homestead property, so we can forward that on to the fraud unit at BCP.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm standing by my prior ruling that the fines are imposed and continue to accrue.
What are the fines that are being accrued?
They continue to accrue.
And what are they? I'm asking.
All right, sorry, thank you.
$7,600.
Okay, what is is there a breakdown of that? How did that start? What is the
It's
daily-
$200. It was read into the record.
Okay.
The citation was issued on 1/13/2022, giving 15 days to either get the certificate or remove the listing and stop utilizing the property as a vacation rental. Fine started to accrue on 1/29/2022. 38 days times $200 per day is $7,600.
Okay. And do we need to schedule another hearing to come back to this, or how do we do this?
Well,
Or an
I
appeal?
assume there'll be one scheduled as to impose.
There will be another hearing to, no?
No.
You better comply the case first.
Okay.
Once you come into compliance, then the fine stops, and coming into compliance is either removing the listing and stop renting on a short-term basis, or registering with the city as a short-term rental, and then you can come back for a lien reduction to request a reduction in the fine.
Okay, and who do I do the compliance with?
Me, sir.
You
me.
would have,
Okay.
actually, you would have to start with the state, because, Katrina Johnson Jordan, Administrative Supervisor for the City of Fort Lauderdale, you would need to start with the state of Florida, obtaining your license for short-term vacation rentals with them, and then the county, and then the city. But it's on the city's website, and it walks you step by step through it.
I can send you that information, the guide. Okay?
Okay.
That's it.
Good, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Yes, anybody need a break? No. Okay.
So we'll begin we'll continue the hearing with the non-respondents. On page 1, Inspector Luke Can Boudrum, case number CE 21070807, case address 2488 Southwest 6th Court, owners Dagobert Shamalis and Andre Bulak, property posted 2/23/22, posted at City Hall 2/24/22.
Good morning, everyone. Inspector Luke Boudrum with the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case number CE 21070807, address 2488 Southwest 6th Court. On July 21st, 2021, the following violations were found. 9-306, the exterior of the property is not being maintained, complied as of March 1st, 2022. 9-304B, the gravel driveway is in disrepair. A copy of the inspection report was mailed to the property owner's mailing address according to bcpa.net. As of March 6th, 2022, violation 9-304B is still still exists. The city is recommending a fine of $50 per day with 35 days to comply.
Okay, I find the violation does exist, 35 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 2. Senior Inspector Gail Williams, case number CE 211-10390, case address 1600 Southwest 9th Street, owner Thomas Grant Murray, property posted 2/22/22, posted at City Hall 2/24/22.
Good morning, Your Honor. Senior Inspector Gail Williams for the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case CE 211-10390, address 1600 Southwest 9th Street. I inspected the property on November 14th, 2021, and cited for the following violations: 18-12A, There is overgrowth, trash, rubbish, and debris on this property and/or its swell. 9-305B. The landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover. 9-305A. There is overgrowth of landscape material along with accumulation of leaves encroaching upon the public right-of-way. 9-313.A has complied. I posted an inspection report on the property, allowing 10 days to come in compliance. I re-inspected the property on March 6, 2022, and found violations 18-12A, 9-305B, and 9-305A remains as depicted in the photos. The city is requesting 10 days for 18-12A and 15 days for 9-305B and 9-305A to comply, or a daily fine of $50 per day thereafter for each violation.
Okay, I'll find the,
Excuse me?
15 days.
15 days.
Make it 14 or 21.
What did you say?
14 or 21.
Okay. I'm sorry. Well, we'll do 21 days. I'm sorry.
okay, I find the violations do exist. The relief requested by the city is granted.
Thank you.
Our next case on page 2, Inspector Bernstein, Sandberg, case number CE 211-10421. Case address 1000 Southwest 52nd Street. Owner Stephen D. Rice. Property posted 12622. Posted at City Hall 22422.
Good morning, Your Honor. Officer Bernstein, City of Fort Lauderdale Community Enhancement. Case number CE 2111-0421. Property address 1000 Northwest 52nd Street. This property was inspected on November 15, 2021, and was cited for the following violations: 47-21.11.8. The landscape on the swell is not being maintained. There is dead or missing grass on the swell. Due to non-compliance on January 26, 2022, the notice of hearing was posted on the property. A pre-hearing inspection revealed the following violation is not in compliance. I have been in contact with the property owner who would like to get into compliance within 28 days. I would like to enter the pictures as evidence that shows violations as depicted. The city is requesting 28 days to comply, or a fine of $50 per day per violation.
I find the violation exists, 28 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Our next case is on page 3, Inspector Malaika Murray, case number CE 211-10473. Case address 1640 Northeast 56th Street. Owner Abel Camargo and Zoe Mina. Property posted 2822. Posted at City Hall 22422.
Inspector Murray, number 302 on behalf of the city, presenting case number CE 211-10473 for the case address of 1640 Northeast 56th Street. The property owner is Camargo Abel David and Mina Joe Lydia. This is a RMM-25 residential multifamily / mid-rise zoned property which was first inspected on November the 16th, 2021, and the following code violations were found and cited. 47-20.20 H. There were parking facilities that are not maintained at this property. There are cracks and breaks within the parking area. The next violation would be 9-306. There are areas of the exterior that have missing or peeling paint or damaged paint. There has been no contact with the property representation or ownership regarding any of these violations. BCPA records reveal no change since August 10th, 2018. This property is currently homesteaded. A pre-hearing inspection on Sunday, 3/6/2022, found that the violations do remain as depicted in the pictures. The city is recommending 35 days to come into compliance, or $50 a day per violation to begin to accrue thereafter, and I am submitting these photos depicting the violations for the record.
I find that both violations exist, 35 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you, Special Magistrate.
Our next case is on page 5. Senior Inspector Dorian Cologne, case number CE 21080615, case address 3111 Northeast 29th Street, owner Sky 3111 LLC. Property posted 2/22/22, posted at City Hall 2/24/22.
Good morning, Senior Inspector Cologne for the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case number CE 21080615, case address 3111 Northeast 29th Street. This property was first inspected by Inspector Jordan on August 20th, 2021, and then I amended it on September 7th, 2021, and cited for the following. 184C has been complied, 9304B was complied, 9305B was complied, and as late yesterday, 47-20.20H was also complied. So the case is in full compliance and can be closed.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 6, Senior Inspector Dorian Cologne, case number CE 22010430, case address 2900 North Atlantic Boulevard, owner Gilbert Armenta, property posted 2/22/22, posted at City Hall 2/24/22.
Senior Inspector Cologne for the City of Fort Lauderdale, case number CE 22010430, case address 2900 North Atlantic Boulevard. This vacant lot was first inspected on January 20th, 2022, and the following violations were observed. 9-280H1, the fence of this property is in disrepair and is not being maintained as required. There are sections of the chain link fence that are missing, broken, and falling over. The wall is damaged. There are areas of missing, cracked, and broken pieces. 1812A, there is overgrowth, trash, rubbish, and debris on this property and its swale. A pre-hearing inspection was conducted on March 6, 2022, which shows that the violations remain as depicted in the photos and presented for the record. And the city is requesting 10 days to comply or a fine of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
All right, I find the violations to exist, 10 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter on each.
Our next case is on page 6, Inspector Paulette Del Grasso, case number CE 2110537, case address 730 Northeast 15th Avenue, owner Mark and Anita Evans, property posted 2/10/22, posted at City Hall 2/24/22.
Good morning, Inspector Del Grasso for the City of Fort Lauderdale. The case and address are as read. The property was initially inspected on November 18th, 2021, and cited for the following violation: 9-306, the exterior walls are stained with mildew. An inspection report was prepared the same day and mailed to the owners of record, Mark and Anita Evans, simply requesting to pressure clean the exterior to remove any dark stains or mildew. The city received a phone call from Mr. Evans on March 4th, who indicated he had not owned the property since December. Broward County property appraiser still reflects Mark and Anita Evans as the owners. I called Mr. Evans yesterday, who said he had a lawyer who handled the foreclosure, but the lawyer was not expected to appear on his behalf today. Therefore, as the owners of record still reflect Mark and Anita Evans, the city requests 20 days to provide documentation of change of ownership or $50 a day thereafter.
Okay, I find the violation does exist and the relief requested by the city is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
On page 7, case number CE 211-10774 is complied. On page 7, case number CE 211-00549 is complied. Our next case is on page 10. Inspector Pat Gavin, case number CE 211-20347, case address 1143 Wyoming Avenue, owner Hyacinth the Best Estate, Property posted 13122, posted at City Hall 22422.
Good morning. Pat Gavin, City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance, presenting case CE 21120347 for property located at 1143 Wyoming Avenue. This property was first inspected on December 13th, 2021, and given time to correct for the following violations. 47-39.A.1.B 6B, there is outdoor storage of goods and material on this property, including but not limited to furniture and a truck storage box. 9-305B, the landscape at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover. 9-305A is complied. 18-4C is complied. The city is requesting compliance within 14 days or a fine of $50 per violation per day thereafter.
I find that each violation does exist, 14 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you, sir.
Our next case is on page 11, case number CE 211-10605, case address 570 Southwest 31st Avenue, owner FYR SFR Barrow LLC, in care of Havenbrook Homes, property posted 13122, posted at City Hall 22422.
Pat Gavin, City of Fort Lauderdale Code Compliance, presenting case CE 211-0605 for property located at 570 Southwest 31st Avenue. This property was first inspected on November 21st, 2021, and given time to correct for the following violations. 47-34.4.A.1 is complied. 9-304B, there is a vehicle with a trailer parked on the grass lawn area. The city is requesting compliance within 14 days or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
How much time?
14 days.
Okay. All right. I find the violation does exist, 14 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Our next case is on page 12, case number CE 211-10723 is complied. On page 12, Senior Inspector Wilson Quintero, case number CE 22010338, case address 2650 Northwest 21st Street, owner Marquette Walker McCutcheon, property posted 2922, posted at City Hall 22422.
Senior Inspector Quintero, Senior number 269, on behalf of the city, I'm presenting case number CE 22010338 for the address located at 2650 Northwest 21st Street. Senior Inspector Garcia, number 149, first inspect this occupied residential property on 1/14/2022, following an action complaint, and the following code violation was found and cited. 18-12A, there is overgrowth, trash, rubbish, and debris on this property and on its soil. 9-280H1, the fence at this property is in disrepair and is not being maintained as required. The chain link fence of the property was observed to be broken and without support. Posting mail and legal document has been done by Department of Protocol. BCPA reveals no changes in the ownership since 12/14/2005, and the property is 100% hosted. A pre-hearing inspection on Thursday, 3/3/2021, reveals that the violation remains as depicted in the pictures. The city is recommending 14 days to come into compliance, or $25 a day to begin to accrue for each violation.
14 days or?
$25. $25.
Okay, all right. Okay. I find that each violation does exist, 14 days to comply, $25 per day thereafter.
Our next case is on page 13, Senior Inspector Wilson Quintero, case number CE 211-00401, case address 1435 Northwest 6th Street, owner Miguel D. Pilgrim, property posted 12522, posted at City Hall 22422.
Senior Inspector Quintero, Senior number 269, on behalf of the city, I'm presenting case number CE 211-00401 for the address located at 1435 Northwest 6th Street. I first inspect this vacant residential property on 10/13/2021 during routine inspections and the following code violations were cited. 18-12.A is in compliance, was abated by the city contractor on 1/3/2022. 9-280B, there are building parts which are deteriorated and not maintained, including but not limited to windows broken and boarded. 9-306, the exterior building wall has not been maintained. Structural parts, including fascia and surface, are in disrepair. There are areas of the exterior that has a stain and missing building paint, including the rear screening buffer wall. 47-20.20. Capital H, there are parking facilities that are not maintained at the rear of this vacant property, included but not limited to potholes, cracks, wheel stops loose, broken, not secure, and the surface contain dirt and oil stains. The posting mailing of legal document has been done by the Department of Protocol. BCPA reveals is no changes in the ownership since 10/19/2017, and the property is not homestead. A pre-hearing inspection on Thursday, 3/3/2022, reveals that the violation remains as depicted in the pictures. The city is recommending 14 days to come into compliance, or $50 a day to begin to accrue for each violation.
I find that the violations do exist. The relief requested by the city is granted.
Our next case is on page 14. Senior Inspector Wilson Quintero, case number CE 211-20204, case address 2218 Northwest 5th Street, owner Reza Velez, property posted 12522, posted at City Hall 22422.
Senior Inspector Quintero, Senior, number 269, on behalf of the city, I'm presenting case number CE 211-20204 for the address located at 2218 Northwest 5th Street. I first inspect this residential occupied property on 12/9/2021, following an action item complaint, and the following code violations were cited. 47-34.4. Capital B.1 is in compliance. 47-34.1. Capital A.1 is in compliance. 18-1 is in compliance. 9-306, the exterior building wall has not been maintained. There are areas of the exterior that had stains and missing peeling paint. 9-304B, there is a trailer, white runner, parked on the grass lawn area, gravel driver is not resurfaced. 18-4C is in compliance. The posting mailer of legal document has been done by the Department of Protocol. VCPA record reveal is no changes in the ownership since 11/19/2018, and the property is 100% homestead. A pre-hearing inspection on Wednesday, 3/2022, reveals that the violations remain as depicted in the picture, and I get in contact with the property owner, who agreed to comply with the violations in 35 days, or $25 a day to begin to accrue for each violation.
Wilson, you left out 1812A.
18-12A is in compliance. Thank you.
Okay, I find the remaining violations do exist, and the relief requested by the city is granted.
Thank you, sir.
Our next case is on page 16. Senior Inspector Wilson Quintero, case number CE 22010346, case address 2021 Northwest 29th Avenue, owner St. Paul Arias and Manusha Dufrini, property posted 2922, posted at City Hall 22422.
Senior Inspector Quintero, Senior, number 269, on behalf of the city, I'm presenting case number CE 22010346 for the case address 2021 Northwest 29th Avenue. Senior Inspector Garcia, number 149, first inspect this residential occupied property on 1/14/2022, following an action item complaint, and the following code violations were cited. 18-12A, there is overgrowth, trash, rubbish, and debris on the property. In addition, there is discarded appliances left in the front yard. VZZ 39-2756B, there is non-permitted land use in this RX5 county zone property. Unroofed outdoor storage that consists of, but not limited to, clothes, discarded appliances, buckets, tarps, and other miscellaneous items. VZC 39-296, there is illegal land use occurring at this RX5 county zone property. The subject property is being used for the following, but not limited to illegal storage of dirty vehicles, vehicles for sales, outdoor storage of miscellaneous personal items. 18-4.C, There are multiple dirty vehicles and a trailer on the swale and on the property. Subject vehicles and trailers were observed in dirty condition due to expired or non registration, flat tires, vehicles and trailers used to store miscellaneous items, and wreck or extensive damage. Posting mailing of legal document has been done by the Department of Protocol. BCPA records is no changes in the ownership since 9/27/2013, and the property is 100% homestead. A pre-hearing inspection on Wednesday, 3/2/2022 reveals that the violation remain as depicted in the pictures. The city is recommending 14 days to come into compliance, or $25 a day to begin to accrue for each violation thereafter.
All right, I find that each violation does exist and the relief requested by the city is granted.
Our next case is on page 17, City Inspector Wilson Quintero, case number CE 22010088, case address 1830 Northwest 27th Avenue, owner White Rose Homes LLC, property posted 2922, posted at City Hall 22422.
Senior Inspector Quintero, Senior number 269, on behalf of the city, I'm presenting case number CE 22010088 for the address located at 1830 Northwest 27th Avenue. Senior Inspector Garcia, number 149, first inspect this residential occupied property on 1/17/2022, following an action item complaint, and the following code violations were cited. 9-304B, the driveway approach and areas of the driveway are in need of maintenance. The surfaces are not smooth or well graded. 9-305B, the landscaper at this property is not being maintained in a neat and well-kept appearance. There are areas of dead and missing ground cover. Posting mailing of legal document has been done by the Department of Protocol. BCPA record reveal is no changes in the ownership since 1/11/2011, and the property is not homestead. The pre-hearing inspection on Wednesday, 3/2/2022 reveals that the violation remains as depicted in the picture. The city is recommending 35 days in agreement with the property owner, or $50 a day to begin to accrue for each violation thereafter.
I find the violations do exist.
I'm sorry, Magistrate, there are no photos being shown at the present moment, so in order to find the violations do exist for this particular case, we would need to have the photos pulled up on the system.
What happened with the photo? Yeah, it was. Give me 1 minute.
Okay.
Get the pictures, John?
Okay. Okay, those are the photographs. These are photographs of 1830 Northwest 27th Avenue.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, okay. I find the violations do exist, 35 days to comply, $50 per day thereafter.
Our next case on page 17, case number CE 22010357, case address 2329 Northwest 14th Court, owner K&J Divine LLC, property posted 2922, posted at City Hall 22422.
Senior Inspector Quintero, Senior, number 269 on behalf of the city. I'm presenting case number CE 22010357 for the address located at 2329 Northwest 14th Court. Senior Inspector Champagne, number 273, first inspect this occupied residential property on 1/15/2022, following an action item complaint, and he found several code violations that were cited on the case number CE 19050818 and still running fines. The only repeat code violation presented to this court today is 47-34.1.8.1. There is outdoor storage of on this residential on this property consistent but not limited to tools, car parts, and other non-permitted items in this RXA zone district per ULDR section 47-.5.11. This is a repeat violation of previous case CE 19050818. This case was presented before the special magistrate on 2/24/2022, where the magistrate per default found for the city. Posting mailing of legal document has been done by Department of Protocol. BCPA reveals no changes in the ownership since 3/12/2011, and the property is not Hampstead. A pre-hearing inspection on Thursday, 3/3/2022, reveals that the violation remains as depicted in the pictures. The city is recommending $100 a day to begin to accrue for this violation. It started on 1/15/2022, the day the violation was found.
Okay. All right, I find the violation does exist. Relief requested by the city is granted.
Thank you, sir. I want to submit the paperwork for record.
I'm sorry, Wilson, can you repeat again the,
That's $100 a day to begin to accrue for the violation. It started on the day 1/15/2022, when the violation was found.
thank you. Our next case is on page 19. Case number CE 21030824, case address 220 Southwest 21st Way. Owners Esau and Julie Delempro. This case was first heard on 1/11/22 to comply by 2/15/22. One section complied at $100 per day. $700 accrued. I'm assuming the city is going to request something different.
Good morning, Inspector Luke Boudreaux with the City of Fort Lauderdale. Case and address as read.
What do you know?
On 4/3/21, the
Bottom of
following
page.
violations were found. 9-305B, there were areas of dead and missing ground cover, now complied as of 2/23/22. The case first came before a special magistrate on January 11th, 2022, where evidence was presented and the magistrate found for the city. The property owner was given a comply-by date by February 15th, 2022. As of February 23rd, 2022, the violation was complied. The city is requesting the full imposition of fines totaling $700.
City's request is granted.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 20, case number CE 211000897, case address 2781 Southwest 3rd Court. Owner LRE3 LLC, Amit Carrot Investments LLC. This case was first heard on 1/11/22 to comply by 2/15/22. One section not complied at $50 per day. Is it still out of compliance, Pat?
Still out of compliance.
Are we asking for the full imposition of fines?
We're asking for the full, yes.
No worries. So the city's requesting full amount fines continue to accrue.
All right. Okay, city's request is granted.
On page 21, case number CE 211-10787 has been rescheduled. Our next case is on page 22, case number CE 2109010, case address 718 Northwest 15 Terrace. Owner Andres Chavarro. This case was first heard on 10/28/21 to comply by 12/2/21, suspended 1/11/22 to 2/15/22. Three sections complied at $50 per day. $6,400 accrued, and the city is requesting $580.
Right, the city's request is granted, $580.
Our next case is on page 26. Case number CE 211-20418, case address 1223 Northeast 16th Avenue. Owner Daniel Eubanks and Matthew Lyons. The city is requesting to vacate the order imposing fines from February 28th, 2022.
Okay, the city's request is granted.
On page 26, case number CE 22010353, case address 2507 Northeast 33rd Avenue, numbers 1 and 2. Owner 2507 Northeast 33rd LLC. This case was cited on 1/2022 to comply by 2/4/2022. One section complied at $200 per day, $1,000 accrued. The city is requesting full amount and no appeals received for the citation.
The city's request is granted.
Our next case is on page 27, case number CE 22010348, case address 3188 Southwest 13th Street. Owner Dominic Landy. This case was cited on 1/18/22 to comply by 2/2/22. One section complied at $200 per day, $2,200 accrued. The city is requesting full amount and no appeal was received for the citation.
City's request is granted.
Our next case is on page 29, case number CE 21090496, case address 1608 Northwest 5th Avenue. Owner James Ferrace and Patrick Stefanov. This case was first heard on 12/9/21 to comply by 1/20/22. 1/20/2022. 6 sections not complied at $50 per day, $13,800 accrued. The city is requesting full amount and fines continue to accrue.
The city's request is granted.
Our next case is on page 31. Case number CE 17051336, case address 6250 North Andrews Avenue, number 24. Owner Double Mountain Dev Ventures LLC. The city is requesting to vacate the final order of February 1st, 2018, and the order imposing fines of September 24th, 2018.
City's request is granted.
Our next case, case number CE 21071064, case address 636 Northeast 1st Avenue. Owner RRAC Flagler 626 LLC in care of Saul Ewing Arnstein and LEHR LLP. This case was first heard on 1/27/22 to comply by 2/6/22. One section not complied at $100 per day, $2,900 accrued. The city is requesting full amount and fines continue to accrue.
City's request is granted.
Our next case is on page 32. Case number CE 211-00163, case address 1615 Northwest 8th Avenue. Owner Alonge Jaffard. This case was first heard on 1/27/22 to comply by 2/10/22. 2 sections not complied at $25 per day, $1,250 accrued. The city is requesting full amount and fines continue to accrue.
The city's request is granted.
Our next case is on page 33. Case number CE 210406665, case address 2609 Northeast 27th Way. Owner Elias Marcellos. The city is requesting to vacate the final order from June 24th, 2021, and the order imposing fines of October 12th, 2021.
That request is granted.
The city is requesting to enter pages 38 and 39 into today's hearing as an exhibit. It is the city's list of compliant, closed, withdrawn, and rescheduled cases.
City's request is granted.
This concludes the March 8, 2022 Special Magistrate Hearing agenda.